Okay, we're recording.
All right. Yay. I'm so pumped, you guys. So welcome if this is your first time on the call. Tonight we're going to be talking about your content on your page. So welcome to all the new coaches. Hopefully you have a notepad and pencil or pen and you're writing down all the things because there's hopefully some good nuggets. Yay! There's hopefully some good nuggets there for you to take away to bring to your page. So just want to start by saying your content on your page is like your storefront, okay? And while there are guidelines and definitely suggestions and things you can take away from this call, your content is going to change from time to time because we're people, right? And this is a lifestyle and we're sharing our lifestyle and we go through so many different seasons of life. Okay. For example, Ashley Drew just had a baby, right? So the things she's posting about on there she is, that little Braylon, I love her. So all of the things she's posting about for the last 9 months and even, a little bit before that and now is totally different from what she would have been posting about, a year ago. Okay. So obviously we all go through different phases of life. We go through different seasons. We have our struggles. We have our accomplishments, and that should all be shared on your page. So really, even though the principles are the same as far as your content and what you want to bring to your page, it's going to always be evolving, you guys. So you have to remember that, with your seasons of life, your storefront and what you're showing to the world should be following, your life. It's not always going to be the same story. Okay. So I want you to think about, like I envisioned a mall, like when you're walking through a mall, you guys know those stores that you like see in the clear glass windows, like you see what they have on display. And maybe it's a store you haven't been to before, and you look to see like what kind of store it is based on the mannequins and the display that they have, right? Like you look and you're like, that's not my style. Or if they have something in the window that you're like, oh, that looks so cool, I gotta go in there just to check it out and see what else they have, right? So I want you to think about your page and your Instagram, your Facebook too, but mainly your Instagram is huge with what it looks like and kind of thinking about it as a storefront. If you are not posting and showing every aspect of your life, and if it doesn't look like something that you would be attracted to, no one else is going to be attracted to it too. Okay. So we're going to talk about not only the way that your feed looks, but also the actual content of your post. Okay. So I want to share my screen, and y'all, I get nervous about this every time because I'm not a tech person. I'm not a tech person. So we're going to do this thing. And Ashley may have to help me. I don't know. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep, you did it.
I did it. Oh, yay! Okay. So this is how much I hate graphics, you guys. This is what I did. Oh. So I think this is the full screen. Okay. Can you guys see it good? So I do not love graphics. So I literally made this slideshow from screenshots of my laptop, you guys. So don't make fun of me. I literally took my phone today. I was listening to a call of Ashley Molstead. If you know who she is, she's the top coach in our network. She did a call on content and she had some really good slides, and I was like, ooh, I want that. So I just like literally took a picture and put this slideshow together. So it's better than nothing. But she had some really good points. And I really like the look of her feed because it's very bright. And she just had some really good things. So The first thing that I want to talk about is the way that your feed actually looks. Okay, so first thing is you need to invest in taking good pictures. Okay, and I want to say all of these things are suggestions and are definitely going to help your storefront on your page. But don't feel like you have to do all the things at once, because these are things that I'm still working on my page, right? Like I'm always trying to get better as I go. I know it's a pain to take a lot of selfies and, you know, wear your hair down and get dressed up with your fitness clothes on. Like I feel like I'm bad at not doing that enough. So these are all like suggestions and things that I need to work on as well. But you know, wearing your hair down and investing in some good like fitness gear, it doesn't have to be super expensive, but you can get like fun, cheap fitness gear and use it in your pictures, because that is going to attract people. It's going to be a scroll stopper, right? Like you want your pictures to be bright, you want them to be aesthetically pleasing. You know, when people see in their feed your picture, they want to be like, who's that girl? You know, like, what is she all about? So having, anytime you take a picture on your for your page, you need to make sure that it's bright. There are ring lights that you can invest in. There are like sticks. I don't want to say, so I guess they're selfie sticks, but they're the ones that stand up, that you can use to take selfies. And when I say selfies, I'm not talking about these, you guys. Like you can do selfies like this, but you need to have a variety of poses on your page, right? Like selfies or any pictures just of yourself. So looking into the camera, not just like at yourself on your screen, but actually looking at the little dot right there, and having some natural light. Standing in front of a window is always a good idea. And when you take pictures of your food, this is my biggest pet peeve, you guys, because I'm a big foodie. When you take pictures of your food, you want your food to look colorful, right? You don't want to just snap a picture of any meal, okay? If it has like, you know, yellow and green and it's just kind of like not a pretty dish, like don't post that. Make sure you're posting something that has lots of color, that is under, you know, in front of a window. Maybe even take your food outside and put it on, you know, your deck, and take your camera and on top of it and snap a picture. You don't have to buy anything fancy. You can get like some background. Like I like to take pictures around the holidays with like my, you know, my decorations in the background, like my little pumpkins and stuff. Just setting up little props here and there around your food can make it look so much better and pleasing to the eye when someone is scrolling through Instagram, right? So all of these things kind of sound silly. It's like, well, duh, like I know I would do that, but we don't always do it. We don't always think about, if we're not used to posting a lot, we don't think about what does this really look like on my page. So your food should look good. Okay, it should be colorful. It shouldn't be like yellow, and your pictures, like your pictures should be bright. Having a bright colored top on, or like a sports bra, or you know, a popping color on your page. So if you know, if you're in a house that doesn't have good lighting, or you're somewhere where it's kind of dark, like just don't post that picture. Like invest in a ring light. Invest in, I think they have the little ring lights that you can actually put on your phone. I've never gotten those, but those would be really cool to have. And when she was doing this video, she was actually talking about like kitchen lighting, where you can like tape it up around your laptop and stuff. So you could definitely Google that and see what's available for that. But the way that your pictures look is so important. Okay, always stand in front of the window, not facing like you're facing the window. Okay, so that the light is coming in on you. And get outside as much as possible. I know that right now it's the winter time and it's cold, so it's a little bit harder right now. Even though in Tennessee it's like it was 71 today, which is crazy, but for the most part it's cold and you don't want to go outside. But definitely in the spring and the summer, going outside as much as possible and having different poses is going to be super helpful. And just remembering that your social media is like your magazine, okay, or your storefront. So the next thing I want to talk about is the actual poses on your page, okay? So, or the selfies. So these are some examples that she gave, and I love them all. And I have to shout out Ashley again, Ashley Drew, because I saw one of her pictures today, and Ashley, it was like a completely different pose than what you normally do. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I'm talking about tonight about content. So Ashley took a picture of, she had like her phone like way up top, and it was like a down view of her sitting. You could only see the top of her head and like her cute little outfit. She had on like a, oh yeah, show them. Yes. You guys see that? So she had her dog, which is a prop, you guys. She had her dog and she had her cute little outfit on. And it was like such a different post. Can you guys see that? So, and it was like something, it caught my eye. Like when I was scrolling, I was literally doing my connections today. I was like scrolling through and her post came up and I was like, oh, that looks so good. And it reminded me of all of these. Okay, so these are some examples of different posts and poses that you can do. So although we love sweaty selfies, right, and we understand the work that we put behind sweaty selfies, the world doesn't always want to see a sweaty selfie. They don't always want to see you with your sweat and your headband and your workout gear on all the time, okay? You need to remember that you are a person outside of Beachbody. And although we are so passionate about working out and fitness and all the things, like we're also other things outside of our coaching life. So when you see these pictures, I see a ton more than just working out and fitness, right? Like I see someone working right here. This is showing her office. It's showing that, you know, there's actually a business side behind coaching, right? So you need to be showing that part of your work, not just your, you know, sweaty selfies. This is by, it's indoor by a window, and she's showing like her full body, so it's not just her face. Here's another one, kind of like the one that Ashley did. It's showing, it's like a different angle, you know, so playing around with different angles, taking some outside, like this one right here. She was talking about in her call how you can use the portrait mode on your phone. I don't have portrait mode. I'm not cool like that. I don't know what's wrong with my phone, but I don't have portrait mode. But she was talking about how, I guess on an iPhone, which I have an iPhone, but it's not on here. But you can do portrait mode where it just focuses in on you. And you can have somebody else take that and it just looks really clear. But thinking about taking pictures, you know, when you're out, when you're all dressed up and your hair's done and you're out and about, like you can literally spend, you know, 30 minutes to an hour and take a bunch of different pictures in some really cute outfits and have those pictures stocked up for when you do want to make your post. And you need to include different things in your pictures. You are the main subject of your page, right? Like you are the focus, but you also need to have other aspects of your life. So your dog, other props. This is a prop right here in this picture. She's using her Energize as curiosity marketing, okay? So curiosity marketing is basically, you don't want to come out and show everybody the name of the products that we use. You want them to see a picture and think, what is that yellow stuff that she's drinking that makes her look so cool right here? I mean, this chick looks super cool and I love her pants. Like I would probably be like, oh my gosh, where'd you get those pants? like that cute outfit might start a conversation for me, right? So you have to think about not just your face, but other props in your picture may be a conversation starter. And that's what we're all about in this business. We're not selling our products. We are forming relationships and we're building a community with people. So our pictures should be conversation starters, right? So causing that curiosity, what is that girl drinking? How did she get those abs? Like, I want to be able to know what she's doing. Like, I see her full body. It's a different pose. Here, Ashley has her baby. That's a prop, right? You need to be showing different aspects of your life. Okay. Here, the angle is just really cool. Like, you can still see her full body. You know, she's been working out, but it just looks really neat. And it just makes for a good feed. Okay, so thinking about different poses, and you guys, I know it's awkward to take pictures of yourself, right? Like, I remember when I first started coaching, I was like, what do I do? Like, this feels weird, and you feel so vain, but it gets easier over time, okay? And the whole thing with content and what you bring to your page, it gets easier over time. Taking pictures, you may have to Google fitness poses. I've done that before, you guys. Ashley and I have done that on our team calls when we're like, or our team trips when we're together and we're like all trying to get good poses. Like, well, we've taken pictures before and we're like, ooh, let's do this pose. You can totally do that research and get used to what feels comfortable for you, and it'll become easier as you practice more. But you need to be taking those photos, and you need to be experimenting with your lighting and you know where you're at and all that kind of stuff. Also, graphic tees, you guys, are amazing. Graphic tees, mugs, and food. Those are other props that you can use. I love using food in my pictures. A bright, colorful plate with me in the kitchen with a cute little top on with my hair done. Those get really good engagement on my page. And also, you guys know, like the little girl boss mugs and all the cute little fitness shirts. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, I've had someone, they don't respond to anything I said in my post, but they'll be like, girl, where'd you get your headband? And I'm like, okay, here we go. So I'm going to message this girl and tell her about my headband. And then it's going to eventually lead to, so do you work out too? Like, what kind of headbands have you tried? And then you have your foot in the door to talk about their healthy lifestyle. Okay. All right, let's go to the next slide. So next up, I wanted to talk about captions and how the beginning of your post really should be like a hook for your audience, right? So because I'm a teacher, and I can't see the chat yet, but I will get to it, I promise. Because I'm a teacher, I think about writing, and when we talk about hooks and how to get your reader engaged, like right off the bat. So thinking of a short and sweet one-liner, she gave the example of diamonds were a girl's best friend, and then yoga pants happen. You know, like short and sweet little things that just kind of are funny or get you to thinking about something. Negative wording, starting out with, I never thought I would feel comfortable in my own skin. So starting out like that, you know, I'm about to tell you what I did to make myself feel comfortable in my own skin. You know, I know there's a story, right? I know that there's something else coming after that. Asking a question is a really good hook to start your posts, okay? Using emotion in your words, you guys, emotional words like destroying my body, you know, like words that make people feel the emotion behind what you felt in your journey, right? In your story. And then talking in numbers. So, you know, 21 days ago, I was not the same girl. 3 days ago, I was not the same girl. That gets people like automatically interested in what has she done in this last week, you know, especially if you put that with a transformation picture, right? And they can literally see your results. Okay. So thinking about the beginning of your caption is going to be huge. And also, if you're taking notes, I want you to write these down, because these are some ideas that I have for you. Like, these are actually questions that you can ask yourself when you're thinking about the content of your post. Okay. So first of all, with your post, so the first part of this, I kind of wanted to share the look of your post, right? So now I'm kind of going into the actual content of your post. I want you to think about adding value all the time on your page, okay? And very few call to actions, right? A call to action is when you're actually asking somebody to respond to join you, okay? Your page should be lots and lots of value, whether it's giving a recipe or sharing something that's motivating, like part of your story, sharing food knowledge, or something about your workout, like something that you press through with. Whatever you're sharing, it should offer some value to your audience. Okay. So here's some questions that you can ask yourself to give value to people. Okay. Who were you outside of Beachbody? You have to think about, before you joined, what kind of person were you? What were your struggles? And I always tell my coaches, get out a piece of paper, a huge notebook, write down and brainstorm, do a brain dump of all the things, all the words, all the emotions, all those power words. Write them down. How did you feel? What were your struggles? Because those are the words you need to be using when you're telling your story in your post, in your caption. Okay. Who is the old you? Okay. Who were you before Beachbody? Were you a rundown, tired, teacher like I was, that had very little passion in my life, wanted to know more about nutrition, wanted a community, like, I was living for the weekend kind of thing? Like, who were you before Beachbody? What was your biggest excuse before Beachbody? Because who you were before, and maybe who you still are, and you're working through your struggles, there's 10 times more people out there just like who you were that need to hear your story, and they're going to connect with that, right? They're going to connect with the emotion of how you used to feel. Okay. How do you conquer that now? What was the solution with Beachbody? What did you start that propelled you forward to where you are now? So, and what are you hopeful for? So on your page, talking about not only your struggles and who you used to be, and maybe even who you are now and what you're working through, but what are you hopeful for? Especially as a coach, you need to be projecting your dreams on your page, because you don't have it all together. None of us do, right? We all have aspirations and goals and dreams. And when people see, like when you actually put it out into the universe and you say, this is what I want for my business, this is what I'm aspiring to be, and then they see your progression and they follow your story and they see it happen, that's when there's power behind you telling your story, right? Because they see it. You're honest, and you're upfront, and they can trust you more when you share your struggles and your dreams with them. Okay. So thinking about who you used to be, who you are now, all of it should be shared on your page. And thinking about your different seasons of life too, and, reflecting on where you've been, where you are now, like sharing all of that is super important. And just remembering that Beachbody is it's like our platform. Our social media is our platform, and Beachbody offers the tools for us to share that with people. But it gives us a chance to really share us, you guys. We are the story, right? We are what everybody else in the world is. We're normal human beings. We don't have to have any degree to do this. We just have to be brave enough to share the real and the raw, right? So this is your storefront, and this is a way to reach people in a vulnerable way, to really help them and to bring them on board and show them that you can be that guide for them, and you can give them the tools to help them get to where you are. Okay. Whether it is in health and fitness with like actually starting a health and fitness journey, or becoming a coach and helping them in their business and finding fulfillment in their life. Okay. There's so many different layers to our story. And this is something that, and something she said on the call that just like really resonated with me is she was talking about how you have to be willing to own your truth. And it is very hard to do, you guys, because we don't want to be vulnerable. It's so hard. But when you own your truth and you realize that you have an opinion, your story matters, and you cannot care what anybody else thinks about it. Like when you truly get to that place, that is when your business takes off. And you have to realize that once you do that, once you put your voice out there, and once you give your opinion to the world and you share like what you're all about, some people are not going to be all about it. Like you're not going to be for everybody. And that's what I like really resonated with, because I'm like, it's okay if someone doesn't want to join your team. Beachbody is not for everybody. Beachbody is not for everybody. And that's okay. Like some people have their own group. Some people go to the gym and they love that and they're successful, and you know, they love the community aspect of the gym. That's cool. You know, like you can still inspire people outside of Beachbody. You can still have people come to you and say, you know, I was inspired by you because you shared this on your page. That's what we're here for. We're not here to get them to sign up with us. We're here to inspire and share our stories. So no matter what, sharing your story, even if it's not for them to join you, like it can still inspire people. So I really liked that point, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I think we have less than 10 minutes. Let me go to this last screen. So this is a posting plan for you guys that I wanted to share. And there's lots of different like posting schedules out there that you can follow. But this one just kind of gave some really good, like on Mondays, you can share a motivational tip like with your workout, or just something that's motivating. Not that you're inviting them to anything, but you're sharing a motivation. Tuesday can be like a transformation Tuesday where you're sharing your transformation. And don't share a lot of your best content on the weekends. So when you are sharing those transformations, try to share them throughout the week, not on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because most people on the weekends are like chilling out, right? Like they're not in the mode of like, ooh, I want to get on board with health and fitness, weight loss, you know? They're thinking about hanging out and having fun. So you want to have the better post and the motivating, like, let's do this kind of thing during the week. Okay. Wednesday can be like what I'm doing right now. So literally thinking about, you know, I'm on a team call right now, like taking a selfie like this with you guys in the background and posting that to my feed and talking about how I love my team. I love our team calls, that kind of thing. What I ate Wednesday is a good one. Sharing your food. A good picture with you and your food would be better than just your food, right? Because you want to be the main character in your feed. Having a throwback Thursday, so thinking about who you were before Beachbody, maybe even showing a picture or showing what you're thankful for on Thursday, and then having a feature Friday. What I love to do on Fridays is doing like a food Friday. So I share like a food tip or a weekend food tip or a weekend recipe. Last week I did like a mug cake recipe. It went over really well because it was like this amazing looking mug cake with like peanut butter and chocolate chips on top, and it was like almost coming out of the top, and it just looked delicious. And I had tons of comments because everybody's like, "Ooh, I'm making that this weekend." So you have to put your brain into your viewers' brains. Like, what are you doing this weekend? You know, like, well, I'm trying to survive the weekend. I want treats, right? So thinking about a healthy treat to offer them is value, right? So going back to, you know, what is the value you can give them for every day of the week? And then Saturday, Sunday, you definitely want a lifestyle. post. It can be anything about, you know, you and your hubby or your dogs, or going out for a walk with your family, or going to an amusement park, or whatever you're doing, just posting about your life outside of Beachbody. Okay. So, let me go back to normal screen. So just to kind of recap a little bit, and let me go to the chat. See if I have any questions. So just to recap a little bit, you definitely want to take note of your pictures when you're taking them and what they look like with your lighting. And also, doing different poses is super important. Looking at your feed, you guys, I'm always evaluating my feed on Instagram. I literally, before I take a picture, I do plan out my content, but I don't plan out my pictures. So before I post my picture with my content, I look at my feed and I decide, okay, yesterday I did a standing post. So today I don't want to do another standing post. I want to do something sitting down, or I want to do a food post, or, you know, like I try to switch it up. I'm constantly looking at my feed to make sure that the next picture is gonna complement that. Okay. So always looking at your feed and looking at your poses and making sure that, you know, it looks good. And then also, with your posts, like asking yourself about who you were before Beachbody, thinking about the value and sharing your struggles. And obviously, like, we don't want to always be like complaining or talking about like negative stuff, but when you share your struggles, always put a spin on it, you know, always have a positive and come back to the solution for what helped you now to solve that problem, right? So sharing your struggles, being vulnerable, but then turning it around for a positive spin on it. And just remembering that value should always be on your page all the time. You want people coming back for more, right? Like for me, because I'm a foodie, I want people to come to me for new recipes. I want them to like look at my page and be like, this girl knows her food, right? That's my thing. For you, it may be like super positive, motivating, you know, quotes, or, you know, like for Ashley, it might be all about like her baby and like baby knowledge and, you know, that kind of thing. Like everybody's in a different place. So you really have to think about that. And I think what I was going to say earlier, and I got off on a tangent, this is something that I'm very passionate about right now, because I feel like I haven't even tapped into like the half of who I am on my page. Like I still have so much more to share. And there's just so many different layers to our stories that we constantly have to be diving into and, you know, completely feeling like ourselves. I'm not there yet. I'll just be honest with you guys. I'm not. And that's something that I want to grow more in. So it's definitely something that you're not going to feel like automatically like, oh, I know who I am. I know my brand. I know my vibe. Like it takes time, you know? So, let's see. I'm looking at the questions. Oh, yay. Jessica had to leave, but she thought it was good. Yay. Yes, numbers, talking about your pant size, talking about your non-scale victories, you guys. It's not always just about the scale. It's about, I mean, showing a picture of your pants like out to here with like 3 inches between that and your stomach, like, is an amazing visual, right? Talking about how much better you feel, your skin is clearer, like showing a pic, like I've seen so many pictures of like even you guys, some of the coaches on this call, like you're older now, but you look so much better because your skin looks better and you're cleared up. Like, I mean, there's so many things we can tap into and share that are non-scale victories on our page. Yeah, going from a size 10 to a 2, like people can relate to that. And here's another app that you can use to, and I didn't even talk about like actual filters, but I use Snapseed as my filter on my phone. Ashley uses Lightroom. There's so many different filters out there, you guys. Um, I had to play around with several before I found Snapseed that I really liked. But I would recommend you definitely focusing on your content first, like your actual posts, like get those down first and then worry about filters, because I remember in the beginning being so like caught up in like which app is the best and my pictures have to be like completely all the same, and I don't want you to stress out about that first. Like worry about your content first. Oh, Stacy, I haven't even heard of that one. Camera 360. Okay, cool. So really good suggestions. And I don't want our thing to cut off. We have less than a minute. So thank you guys so much for being on here. You guys are amazing for showing up, and I'm really excited about all of our new people. I hope this was helpful. And I guess we'll chat soon. Bye, you guys.